now joined by Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 19 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. We'll start down here with Bob.
Bob Parkhurst, Fox Sports. To me, you've seemed a little bit more relaxed the last few weeks than in past years. And assuming that's because of the decision, if that's true, and I'm curious if it is.
I don't know. I'm pretty relaxed generally, right?
Yeah, but you seem a little bit more less, probably a little less uptight.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if that's if it comes off that way, sure. I mean, yeah.
You feel free.
I feel relieved that I finally made a decision after thinking about it for 2 years or whatever. So I guess yeah.
We'll come right here in the middle, and then we'll go to Lee.
Chase Folsom, FrontStretch.com. With this being your final race here as a full-time driver and Loudon being one of your home tracks, would a win here this weekend hold any more personal value than normal?
I think, winning here in general is really, a big deal. Last year was just huge for me personally. My family, what this place has meant to us over the years. So to finally, it was a frustrating thing to come here year after year after year and feel like, man, it got away again. So many times we were in position to win or we were right there leading laps and things. So it's always been a really good track for me, I feel like. And then just not having that win for so long was really, really frustrating. So yeah, I mean, that was a really, really big one last year. And, I think to be able to go back to back will be awesome. So this is what we're looking to do. And, we're excited to be here. The guys are fired up and feel good about it. So looking forward to getting out there and practice, see what we got.
We're going to go to Lee and then to Mark.
Lee Spencer, Series 6 of NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. You talked about the lean years when you and I talked last week, and kind of curious, once you got the win at Pocono the first time with Furniture Row, and it was kind of like getting that monkey off your back, you went on one of the most prolific runs of any driver over that last course of time. How relieved were you to get that win and knowing that you could win with that team after making that move?
Yeah, I mean, at that point we were still, a young team and things were just, feeling like they were starting to come together. And, we had been in position, I feel like, to have a chance to win a few races that season up till that point. So it was really, just good to get our first win together. It was a big deal for all of us, I think it just kind of got the ball rolling for us. And, 2014 it's no, everybody knows how bad we struggled. It was like, so it was just a huge deal for all of us and for, Barney, being his second win, obviously. But the first time, I guess, that we were competitive each and every week, we were up front a lot, leading laps and doing a lot of good things. So it was cool to just check that off the list. And then, who would have thought, how the next few years would have gone for us. It was an incredible run. And the start of a really special group.
We'll go to Mark and then down here to Jerry.
Mark Darrow, PRN. Good morning still. Nashville a year ago, you had quite a battle with Hamlin and Chastain, and Chastain kind of had fought his way past you guys a couple of times. When you look back at that race, what are your thoughts on that kind of battle that you guys, the three of you, had?
Yeah, it was a good race. We had a really strong car at times, and then at times I just remember being really free and losing the lead, and then getting the car better at the end and tracking down Ross and just couldn't find a way around him. So yeah, that was a little bit of a frustrating race just because I thought we had the car to beat. We just didn't put it all together at the right time. So looking forward to going back. It's a fun track. It's been really good the last couple of years.
Come down here to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. Looked over there to see the same uniform as last year and same car as last year. Coming in here to you, is there any changes from last year to this year that may be able to give you some momentum or some extra on the track?
Yeah, I think there's going to be it's going to be different. The tires I think are a little different from what I hear, and the short track package this year is different. So I think for us, we've still kind of been searching a little bit, I think, to try to figure out the package and get the feel in the car that I'm looking for. Last week at Iowa, we were just, never quite got it where we needed. And then, of course, I sped on pit road. But in general, the short track package for us, we've been just off a little. and kind of searching a little bit for that. But you know, the 20's been really good on the short tracks with this package, so we've kind of been looking at that and trying to figure out, you know, what is it that we're not quite doing right. But you know, the last 2 years coming here, we've been really, really strong. So I have a lot of optimism that we'll be able to do that again. But again, it's going to be different for sure. And you know, weather today compared to tomorrow is different as well. So you need to have a good day today for a pit selection and a qualifying, you know, starting position. So hopefully it goes well.
Are there any other questions for Martin? We'll go back here to Amy.
Amy Worry, chasing the checkered. So looking back, like, what are some of your favorite memories, but what's your favorite thing about the track surface here at New Hampshire? And do you have any advice for any new drivers coming in looking to tackle the Magic Mile?
Well, this place is tough. There's no doubt about it, and it's changed a lot over the years. You know, since they redid it, I guess it was 2002-ish when they did the progressive banking, the new pavement in the corners, all that stuff. It's just changed so much since then. It's gotten really bumpy. It's lost a lot of grip. You know, last year we seen lane 3, 4 come in with the old pavement way up high, which was quite the shock. So it's going to be different again this year, and I think that's the biggest challenge. It's very bumpy. It's very slick. It's a technical track. All those seams between each lane is probably the biggest, you know, obstacle to deal with. They can really mess up a lap. So hit your marks kind of track, and you know, you got to be spot on. So I always look forward to that challenge. But just memory-wise, like a lot of great memories. One of my first ones was, you know, watching my dad win his first Busch North race on TV. I was at home. I was madder than hell that I wasn't here. And I was like, you know, my dad just won a race on TV. It was the coolest thing ever, you know. I'm just a kid. So just a lot of memories, you know, coming up here and trying to make my way into, you know, higher levels and whatnot. But, yeah, just a lot of good memories, a lot of wins, and a lot of fun times.
We'll go in the back to Pat and then to Terrell.
Pat Tickle at NASCAR.com. You did leave the door open to some potential future races. Where this place is so special to you, is this a place you would target to race at again?
Yeah, probably. We'll see. I haven't really looked into all that yet and started the scheduling process. You know, kind of just focused on what we're doing here, but you know, eventually we'll figure it out, and it's definitely a place I'd like to come back to.
Would it definitely be in Denny's car, or would somebody else offer you a ride that you've had any conversations with?
We just kind of started talking because he threw it out there in the media center, and then we've chatted a few times this week. So a few things to figure out, but it sounds like, you know, we'll be able to do some races if we want, which would be awesome. So excited about that. It's really cool that Denny did that and reached out this week and all that stuff. So means a lot to me.
We'll go to Terrell in the back.
So you and I talked last week about your feeling like the K&N win here kind of leapfrogged your career. There's a guy that's about to walk in here that's won the last 2 modified races here, and he's getting his Xfinity debut today.
Yeah.
You know, when you see opportunities for guys like that from this region, how important do you feel like this track is in really growing the sport and giving guys opportunities up here in the Northeast?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, I think going back to, again, you know, my early days and, you know, watching a guy like Steve Park get an opportunity with Dale Earnhardt and, you know, Mike Stefanik, who was a legend up here, getting to race in the Truck Series, you know, things like that. So it's really special. This place has put a lot of people on the map from the Northeast, not just drivers, crew chiefs, crew members, you name it. And, yeah, it's, you know, we used to come here 4 times a year back in, you know, the early days, and it was the Daytona for, you know, the Busch North modified guys and everything else. So it's a special place, and yeah, it's done a lot for a lot of people.
Any final questions? We'll take one more from Holly.
Hey, Martin. I apologize for my voice. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I just wondered if you've heard from anybody that's meant a lot to you or been special. Have you talked to Barney since making your big announcement?
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people. It's this week was really kind of humbling to see the comments, and just, you know, it means so much to me to hear what people think, and that, you know, it's a lot of people I really respect and look up to have sent messages or said something in interviews, just whatever. Yeah, it's really, really special to know that you've, you know, represented yourself well, your family well, your teams, you know, all the people I've worked with over the years. Really, really humbling to see that, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be more down the line here, but it means a lot. It really does. It's special, and reminds you of just how lucky we are to do this.